TikTok.
What's that?
When did you join TikTok? Uh-huh. Pulling in some crazy viewers. 1.1k. That's nuts.
I feel nothing. 1.1 thousand people watching me doesn't mean anything. It could be 15 people or whatever. It's all just whatever.
True.
I'm so emo.
So emo.
So super dark.
You don't live in that shed, right? You just are in there for filming, right?
Hi, Onion. It's really good to see you. I haven't seen you since I was 16, but I do have one question, if you don't mind me asking it.
I don't know yet.
Okay. I'm not going to come at you all sideways, but I will just say that I do have recollection of you starting your own cult, and you had a website for that. Could you elaborate? Do you have any thoughts, opinions? Do you remember that?
What was the leader of this said cult?
You made a cult with, I believe, Shiloh.
No.
It's so long ago.
I remember this. Oh my god.
Right? Like I'm not coming at you weird. This is something that I remember. It's very vague.
Difference between a religion and a cult.
Okay. What was the religion? If you don't.
A lot of religions are called cults.
Okay, but
well, not in this case.
Cult sounds wild. Having ideas about how we came to be. I mean, you want to talk about gaslighting? People on YouTube took me as a 17-year-old. I was 17. I had ideas about how our world came to be, and I have, since I was 17, been abused for my ideas. And my ideas were...
That was your dad, correct?
What?
Was that your dad, correct, on your Draw My Life video? That had to do with that in the views of your religion? Because
Damn, wait, he pulling out receipts I don't even know about.
But that's abstract. I don't know specifically what you mean.
So in your Draw My Life video, you mentioned your dad, and then you also...
Yeah, but what did I say?
Okay, hold on.
Wait, you mentioned your dad. Like,
I know. Hold on. All right, let's talk about this. I feel like there's a gun here. All right, and I'm not sure who's pulling the trigger. So I'm not sure if it was a story that you wrote that had to do with the main character and his father, and it was a treatment of his father, and it created this. I think it was a book about your religion.
I remember you writing books. I remember.
It was drawn out. If I'm not mistaking the video, do you have any recollection of that, Greg?
No. Okay, so I don't remember much about the word is Seseska. I don't remember much about it because it's not really relevant to me. But as I recall, it was this idea that human beings, the sole reason they exist is to protect the earth.
Okay.
And that earth is God.
And then I do want to touch on one other thing. So Eugenia Cooney, I did a count and you made 23 videos about her. What was your reasoning behind that? In your head, what made this
every single time I made a video, people thanked me.
Okay.
A lot.
For was it awareness? Like in your head, did you make awareness about her eating disorder, or like what? Because I remember a couple times you mentioned in your videos that you thought you were bringing awareness to this, but my personal opinion, and of course,
I have data if you want to know the data.
But my personal opinion on the whole situation.
I'd like to hear the data. Honestly, you mentioned it a few times. I'd like to.
All right. What would the data involved be, Onision?
Enormous amounts of people tweeting, commenting, etc. Thank you I used to idolize Eugenia. I was starving myself, but because of your videos, Onision, I stopped starving myself.
I think that it made it worse for Eugenia because that is what she didn't really show too much of herself.
That's nonsense.
Listen, so she recently started Twitch streaming, but I think your videos single-handedly it made her eating disorder exceedingly worse.
Do you think Shane's video also?
Okay, first of all, I haven't made a video about Eugenia for a very, very long time.
Oh yeah, no, I'll give you that.
Have you typed in Eugenia to YouTube? Eugenia Cooney to YouTube? How many people are making videos about her? And you blame me.
I didn't say it was blame you. I was bringing up.
Yeah, you did. You said I was responsible.
I said it fueled it.
It
So-
felt like feelings?
No, fuel.
Fuel.
Like, fuel.
I just feel like
So
you
many
brought
people made
because
videos about me.
you were
I don't
really
think during that time, though. Now they definitely do. You're right about that. They make tons of videos
Yeah.
now. But back then, I don't think a lot of people did.
and
I
of
think
course,
Shane
I'm
Dawson
not
was a big
trying to
part of
come
it
at
too.
you.
on for everyone's problems show.
It's of course it was her problem initially, but it was kind of that she wasn't very talked about. Like, of course she was speculated.
She was hella talked about. Dude, every video I made about Eugenia took off because she was already more popular than me.
Oh, I totally believe that, but you were also
don't have
extremely
to.
big.
Literally look at the way back.
Onion, I know.
I feel
I
like
was
he's
in
saying,
one
like,
of your
like,
videos.
What does that have to do with anything?
I know your content.
Yeah.
I feel like the Eugenia videos might have took off because it was all speculation and Unision, like he talked about it. You know, he was so open about it. But like, I don't know, because it was a different time. So like,
And as I was saying, like these comments are saying, Shane Dawson also failed.
dude, and I loved him
Let's-
for the
hold on.
longest time.
Let's not go on to Shane Dawson real
Okay,
quick.
yeah, hang on, go back. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Let's blame
not-
Onision.
we're
We're
not-
focusing on blaming Onision for everyone's problems right now.
I'm not
I'm not saying anything.
We're not
You-
saying that. We're just no. Okay, I'm gonna go back to being quiet.
Hold on, let me speak for a moment. It's not that I'm pointing fingers, I'm asking questions, and your responses are either helping the situation or it's accepting or denying. And to a degree, I would like to ask, do you feel some sort of accountability? Do you feel like you have taken accountability?
Oh my god. So I did not give Eugenia Cooney a disorder because
No,
she
no,
had
I'm
the
talking
disorder
about-
before I even no, let me finish. Because
Okay.
she had the disorder before I even knew she existed. When I made
100%.
videos about her, she already had the disorder. So no, I did not give her anorexia.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Did you watch
the-
Shane's documentary about when she got better for a bit?
His videos are so boring, I can't.
Yeah, the
We did get better
collection
for a bit. That made me
of
happy.
everything, though, like over time, you know, with these, because to a degree, I don't know how to explain this properly.
You want me to understand that somehow Eugenia's very
Let's
strange,
ignore her for just a moment.
very like I literally had images of how she was in that moment,
Mm-hmm.
and she was already being obscene.
Okay.
That's why I was making the videos, because I was saying, don't copy this person. She's a very bad influence. She's causing you guys to hurt yourselves. So don't follow
If
this
that's
person.
the case, though, then why didn't you make videos when she recovered saying how good it was?
You missed the last show. I gave her $300 and congratulated her, and then I made a video thanking Shane Dawson and her for finally recovering. Oh my god, people!
Did you
I
not
didn't see
think of
that.
the consequences of making those videos about Eugenia? So
Jesus Christ!
What was that, Tiffy? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said,
called
did
the
you not think
butterfly
about
effect,
the
man. You can't
consequences of
control
making
it.
the video about Eugenia?
Like, do you know the consequences of walking out your front door and getting in your car? Like, do we have to obsess over every single thing?
Okay. And then
I think
I
when it
did.
comes to people being sick, though, it's a different situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I helped hundreds, if not thousands, of people because that's how many people messaged me thanking me. I'd like
I'm
to
not
pull it
going
up
to
on my
deny
computer
that
right now,
because
but
you
my
have the
internet for some
messages.
reason
So
keeps
nobody can deny that. But I think, is hurting one person worth helping more? It's kind of like the train question,
Yes.
psychologically.
It is the many before the
And then
few.
I do
100%.
see a lot of comments mentioning how your daughter fell out of the window and broke her arm. How?
No.
Whoa, wait, what?
No, that
Oh
didn't
yeah,
happen.
no. There's a police report about that, so there's no way you can deny that.
She fell. She did not break her arm. And
Didn't
still,
she fall
nobody-
out of a window?
Can one of you ask me how she is? Because nobody, not a single
Yeah, I'm curious, how
YouTuber,
is
not a
she?
single
Is she
commenter,
okay?
I haven't seen anybody ask if she was okay.
Is she okay?
That was what I was gonna ask too.
You guys think that's messed up? That nobody's actually, not a single YouTuber who made a video about it. No one, not even Sarah. Sarah didn't even ask how she was.
I do have one other question.
Well, we're just moving on. We're not going to ask how my daughter is.
No, I want to know.
Hold on,
Was she-
hold on,
did you go to
hold
the
on.
No,
hospital?
I'm asking
What happened?
Mr.
Oh,
guy who's trying to move on.
Hold on, I'm not trying to move on.
Sounds like you are. Unless the words that are coming out of your mouth are, how's your daughter? Moving on.
It is about your daughter, but
Are we asking how she is?
No,
How's
I'm.
your daughter? Are we asking?
Yeah, how is your daughter, Greg?
She's good, thanks.
I'm happy to know that she's wonderful.
I'm glad you're happy. That's
Did
important.
she break a bone, or like was it
No.
like dangerous? Oh, that's
Well,
good.
I mean, okay, so
'Cause
she.
it sounded horrible, but obviously
Yeah,
could
it
not
was
been.
horrible. It was absolutely horrible.
Multiple
It was the worst thing I've
breakage?
ever gone through. Huh?
Was it like a multiple breakage? Sorry, I'm very
I want
nosy.
to tell you guys a story. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was, to me, it was a supernatural experience. It's going to be the exact same story I told everybody else because that's how real things happen. You remember the reality of them. You don't have to fucking fake it. But I was in the garage, as you guys can check in my video history. I was working on my computer, and I, for some reason, didn't have my headphones on. I almost always have my headphones on, but I didn't. And it was like 6 or 7 o'clock. Sun was going down outside. Upstairs, cool guy Kai was making dinner. And I was just working late into the night because that's what I always did. I would work on videos. YouTube was my life until it was taken away by Sarah. So I was working on this stuff, editing, and I heard a toy car. And this is where it's bizarre. I heard a toy car being run along the garage outside.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine a tin garage. Really? A cowboy hat right now?
Sure.
I'm lagging. Sorry.
Oh, they froze it up.
Can you all still hear me?
Yeah, can we recap on how he said supernatural?
I'm not sure if.
Hey.
Do you mean spiritual
Welcome
instead of
back.
like
There it
supernatural?
goes. There it goes.
Or do you
Uh,
mean supernatural?
He said supernatural.
He
No,
did.
but you could mean spiritual though. Some people
Sure.
call those
Okay.
both things.
Why does my connection suck?
Maybe because
It's
you're in a
now.
shed right now, but one.
Boo. Boo.
I'm not booing. Hold on, wait.
Let me
wait.
finish the story.
Okay, finish your story.
Toy, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
yeah.
I got no video on my end. I don't know why.
You're moving.
You're good. Yeah, we can see
Oh, you
you.
can see me?
Yep.
Yeah, we can see you.
I can't see myself. Okay, so so there's a toy car sounds on the garage wall, and I hear a deep like humming or a noise that sounds like my son. So
Wait. Live is saying they can't see you, but we can see him.
Yeah,
It's
we
just
can
a-
see him.
on my loading,
can't
on
see
my
him.
side, it's a loading screen.
Okay, yeah, they're saying we can't
But
see
some
you.
people, maybe they're trolling because some people are saying they can. Maybe they're just
Yeah.
trolling. I
We
think they're
can.
trolling.
Okay, wait.
There's
It's a
quite a few
rejoin. Okay,
people
they have to
saying.
Some people can say, I can see him, I can't, I can see him, I can't.
Someone
can
said
hear,
see
I
him,
can't.
unfortunately.
Yeah, 13. I can see him.
Try
Yeah.
like leaving and then rejoining because some people said rejoin.
Okay, I'll try.
Uh-oh.
McDonald's Wi-Fi.
I just want to ask him
Always
about
can,
the
not
fucking
lying.
bulletproof vest.
I
Yeah.
can see him now. He's gone.
Yeah.
I
Are you back?
rejoined
Now you're
3
back.
times. I wish I See,
I'm here.
okay, wait. Okay,
back.
he's back.
Okay, continuing your story, Greg.
Okay, so sounds like my son's outside playing with a toy car on the I hope people remember this because I hear people misconstruing what happened so much. It's disgusting, and nobody cared to actually ask me what happened other than I talked about it in another live stream, which was pretty helpful. I cried a little bit, but I'm not going to cry this time. So I heard my son. I'm like, that's weird. It's sundown. He should be inside. So I go out to let him in. My Ring camera captured my reaction. I'm walking upstairs. It's a two-stair type of house. So there's in between is the door. Walk up there. I notice to my left that my son is playing video games, looking at his computer or the TV. Video games, TV. So I'm like, that's weird because I heard his voice outside. I heard a toy car on the fence. So I'm very concerned or a little weirded out. So this is when I walk past the Ring camera and I just stare for a second because I can't recognize what I'm even looking at. At first I thought, oh, there's some kind of like, life form that I don't recognize there. I didn't really know what I was looking at. But after a couple more seconds, when I pieced it together, I realized it was my daughter playing. God damn you, putting the hat on me right now. I realized it was my daughter. So I yelped for Cool Guy Kai to call an ambulance immediately. Cool Guy Kai did. I took over the phone. My partner ran on over next to our daughter. We didn't move her. We went out of our way not to move her because we didn't know what was, what could possibly be the issue. And as I told the ambulance people what was going on, what happened, and as the ambulance was on its way, this is what everybody freaks out a bit about because they're literally morons. But as they were on their way, I thought I'm doing nothing because I can't do anything. I can't move her or anything like that. My spouse is there comforting her. Thanks for that. And so I took my phone and I hit record and I panned from the top of where she fell down to where she was so I could show it to the doctor. So the doctor would understand exactly what the injury impact would have been circumstantially or scenario wise. And that was just a quick pan that I did up, down. And then when I talked to the detective, I gave them the Ring footage and I gave them that. And it's funny because people say that I'm lying, but it's literally documented, you fucking moron.
It's a police report. Like you can.
It's literally documented. You should literally, oh my God. Anyway, so when we got to the hospital, they immediately put my daughter on the table, injected her with all kinds of stuff, fluids and whatnot. I think they induced a coma because, she's going to be swelling up and they don't want her moving and stuff. She was on a feeding tube for a while, but the detective interviewed my son, interviewed my spouse, and then interviewed me, all separately. Mm-hmm. So I just want to say this. Jacqueline fucking Glenn didn't ask how we were. None of these other people asked how we were. Nobody actually reached out to get any facts. All of them just thought, oh boy, I get to put Google AdSense money on a video and call him a monster. Despite the fact that because of his actions, his daughter's life was saved. And what people don't know is my daughter is literally fully autistic. So like, autistic kids do this. They literally do things like climb up on furniture, jump across gaps between the furniture and the window, pry open the window and push off the screen. That's what you have to deal with. We had people coming to our house and safety checking our house. Everyone cleared it. God damn it.
And I will say, some kids, I was that type of kid too, jumping around furniture, and I'm not, so like regular kid, like they'll do that type of shit. They're kids too, like not saying,
it's just infuriating because you have reporters, that fraud reporter who's been stalking us. He literally is acting like, oh yeah, this is all just part of my narrative. See, this guy's a monster. And it's like, you're a
Chris
fucking
Hansen.
idiot. He's
so-
a fucking idiot. Because
No,
to take a tragedy with a little girl and try to make that part of your, this is a sinister human being narrative. Thanks for fucking asking how she is, you scumbag. Like literally, this is a little innocent life. But this is an important part. This TikTok thing is driving me fucking crazy. This cowboy hat.
Don't lie.
I'm like, "Urgh," and then, by the way,
I think you can turn GIFs off. I think there's a
anyway, so the thing that I miss, and this is the gap that's really important, is what the hell was the toy car and the deep voice? Why did I hear a tone? Because my daughter was nowhere near the garage door. So why did I hear, like, I mean, she was like 4 or 5 feet away. So why was, or maybe 3 feet, she wasn't close enough to touch the garage, make that noise, nothing. So I'm like, what the actual hell was the car noise and the toy car rolling across the garage? And I told the detective this. I was like, I'm mind blown. I have no explanation. This doesn't make sense to me. I heard this noise. I went out. Turns out it was her, but I didn't hear anything but that. So I talked to like my family members about it. They're like, oh, that was God. And I'm like, I don't have an I don't have an explanation for it, but I don't think that was God.
Yeah.
For it, but I don't think that was God.
Yeah.
I'm glad she's okay because I really was worried about her.
Understand, like, the videos you posted about that, totally get it, why that would be a sensitive topic for you, but you also struggle with bipolar, correct?
Hang on, wait, I think he froze up.
He's freezing again.
Okay, wait. He's good. All right, we're good. Continue.
Am I good now?
But you also struggle from
Bipolar.
yeah,
Like,
bipolar disorder, correct?
where did you get that?
I believe it was from an old forum, or it was you vaguely mentioning it on one of your old videos.
I think I remember you.
Did you?
like,
Yeah. Did you ever claim to struggle with that, Onision?
I think I mentioned self-diagnosing, but it wasn't bipolar.
Okay.
And I've talked to I think 6 therapists.
Okay.
And none of them have said anything about BPD or bipolar or anything. None of them think I have that.
Because I do know that leads to just paranoia and a whole bunch of other things. Because I also struggle with that, but I do know how that would feel. I do kind of want to bring up something else, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So I know you have a very in-depth history with Rep Xeon.
No, he has a history of me. I try to avoid him.
What with him? Because I used to watch the both of you, and
Yep, he keeps freezing.
Sorry, you cut out on my end.
I was just asking about the Rep Xeon situation, and was that legal? Did that ever reach a legal standing point?
He conned his audience out of $25,000 or something.
Because
like
I do
that.
remember he made a video about getting a lawyer because you mentioned you were going to sue him for defamation? Question mark. Correct.
He said no. Recent?
I wouldn't. Okay, how recent is recent for you? Because I'm talking like I think it was maybe 2 years back.
You understand that YouTubers have every reason to be dramatic, right? Okay, so
Since we're talking about legal stuff,
Yeah,
I have a serious, not serious, but like honest question. I saw pictures of you when you were in court with like a bulletproof vest on. What was that? What was that?
would you wear a bulletproof vest if you were me?
No,
Honestly, valid.
I think that's a little overkill. I don't think people want to kill you, Greg.
Okay, so Christina Grimmie didn't get shot.
Yeah, but that's like a horrible thing that happened. How's that related?
How is that related?
What made you feel threatened in the courthouse?
People
Yeah,
threatening
but
you?
was it a public jury? What, were you scared of the jury? Were you scared of?
Yeah, I was about to say, was like their fans threatening you or something? Like,
Yeah, there was a bunch of emos with pink and
Thank
purple
you.
hair in
hey,
there.
hey, don't come at the hair now. Don't come at the hair
But there
now.
were like hella cops in there, so like they're not gonna let people shoot you.
You realize I have to walk up to
And
the
with the
courthouse,
court
right?
thingy, don't you have to go through like a metal detector before you actually go inside the courthouse, or is that just in Australia?
How do you get to the courthouse? How do you get to the courthouse?
Drive.
Instead of doing a bulletproof vest, though, wouldn't hiring
So,
security?
you think I can just drive up to the metal detector?
I mean,
I get what you're saying, but it's coming off wrong.
But don't you think like hiring
Yeah, facts are
security?
annoying.
would
No,
have been
no, no, no,
much
not like
better?
that. Like, I'm sorry. I'm done talking again.
And
You're right, guys. I should have ignored the countless threats against me and just walked up
No,
there
no, no.
naked
I wasn't
chest.
saying that. I'm not like. It's just like the way you're
This is,
saying
you
it.
guys talk
We're
about
just-
gaslighting. This is
We're
literally
not
gaslighting. This is literally gaslighting.
How?
You have a guy who gets threats all the time. He wears protection from those threats, and then you act like he's
we're just
unreasonable.
wondering why.
I was
I
just
am not
asking.
saying that.
Yeah,
They
I
are.
was
Say it was
just
unreasonable.
asking.
Do you guys understand how dumb drama YouTubers are? Like, to even make an issue of this kind of crap? Like, oh, hey, you were threatened a lot, and you have to walk up to the courthouse where everyone's going to know exactly where you are, when you are, and you want to protect yourself from being shot in the chest repeatedly by some rando psychopath from one of the many hate sites that exist about you? Wow, Onision's so
No,
crazy.
I guess we don't fully understand because we don't have that type of.
No, I understand.
I've never had
but
threats against my life.
Yeah, so I guess we don't. I didn't do it that way.
Another thing that was also brought up was that the bulletproof vest was on backwards,
Yeah.
allegedly.
It wasn't. The people who say that are completely
Okay.
fucking stupid.
Yeah, that's what's been brought up.
You gotta understand, the people who are anti-Onision generally have no fucking clue what they're talking about, pretty much ever.
Okay, I have a genuine question. Do you, because obviously there are a lot of people saying that you did a lot of terrible things, right? And when I'm not here to say they're true or not. What I am curious is just on a personal level, is there anything through your whole YouTube career that you genuinely regret doing, or that you actually can say you did something wrong and take accountability for it?
Good one.
Good question.
I regret letting my scumbag viewers into my life as much as I did.
And people that gave you money, scumbag viewers.
They gave you money. They like the people who supported you.
Look at them. The bulk of them
I was one of those. I
completely and
used to be a
utterly
subscriber
bought
on
the-
Patreon. So people
No,
that
literally
gave
though,
you
like, I
your
used to
hard-earned
love
money
you.
are scumbag people.
I said the bulk.
Okay,
I said the bulk.
but like, it hurts as a fan.
The bulk. The bulk meaning
Or-
the bulk meaning the people who are only fans because the algorithm told them to be. Not fans because they saw a genuine human being who they wanted to genuinely support.
Yeah.
The bulk of them are scumbags.
I actually went
because they
vegan
turned
because
on
of
me
you.
and then they suddenly supported a bunch of people who had no fucking clue what they're talking about, but because the algorithm prioritized them, because the other lemmings were following the dumbass leaders, then they all flipped too and they became traitors. Not listening to facts or reason, but rather following whatever the popular trend was. So yeah, my fucking scumbag viewers, I regret being so kind and considerate and loving towards them for so long because they were actually horrible fucking people. Look at all the things people say about me now. A lot of them say, oh, I used to be a fan. You were never a fucking fan. You were always a piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't think he's talking about the like subscriber. I think he's talking about like viewers and like the people who made those videos. Besides that, I know this kind of seems a little short and blunt, Greg. It's just really hard to speak. But
I'm waiting for you to do some kind of like punchline, like gotcha.
no, I mean, I think I'm a little funny, but I'm
said
not
no.
funny. I do want to ask, are you currently still with Kai, or was that long divorced?
Our marriage is
Okay.
unwavering.
I do know that you guys have like a really long, windy history. So I just wanted to see.
Not really whiny. I mean, maybe.
It's a
I don't know.
like from the
It
public eye
seems
because
like it
I'm not.
online, but maybe not to you personally.
Yeah, I'm not like your friend. I'm not like I don't know you personally. Like you don't know me personally. So I figured it would be, since I'm in here, just a question I had, and then yeah, trying to think of what else I have to ask you.
I
honestly.
do. Sorry. I do have a question though. With people like telling you to like stay off the internet, what encourages you to come back onto the internet?
Yeah,
And what
I am curious about
encourages-
that. Why do you keep coming back?
No. It's not like we're telling you. I'm just genuine, and like if I was in your shoes and had thousands of people telling me to stay away from the internet, I'd stay away from the internet.
Same.
I feel like he's not gonna let people bully him off the internet if it's something he likes and loves. You
Yeah.
know.
Didn't
Yeah.
he grow up on the internet partially? Like a good chunk of you said you were 17 when you started making videos, Greg, correct?
You guys ever hear of AOL Instant
Yes.
Messenger?
Yes.
I started doing internet. I started during the MySpace era. So, but no, like actual videos. I think the first video I made was when I was 14, probably.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I
Wait.
mean,
Was she asking about like the full internet or videos? Wait.
Just like in general, like what makes you want to come back onto the internet even though you're in the negative light?
Okay.
So for a person to come back to the internet despite no one wanting them to be there, allegedly, you have to not be so concerned with the opinions of a bunch of people who have no clue what they're talking about. If everybody, like for instance, there are people who are hated for what they are. I'm hated for what I'm not. People love hating me, and they hated me before any of this happened. They just had an excuse. They had a poster person who is actually a felon or a criminal. So, because a felon, I guess, is convicted, and a criminal is just someone who commits crime, whatever. The point is that they chose the biggest scumbag who I kicked out of my life partially for being a criminal as their poster boy. And
Shane?
I started to...
Oh,
No.
who? I'm confused.
Yeah. Wait. I was confused on who we were talking about too. Oh. Okay.
Sarah.
I'm sorry.
Why is she a criminal? What
Sarah
did
is
she
a publicly
do?
self-admitted criminal, openly brags.
Because she
Continue,
smokes
sorry.
weed? Is that what you're talking about?
Okay, so Sarah said that her dream job would be to be a serial killer
yeah.
of men.
Whoa.
That's what she said.
Wow.
That's what she said. It was the end of February, and it was early March of 2023. She told Cool Guy Kai on the phone that if a bunch of men started disappearing in Michigan, that it was probably her, because her dream job would be to be a serial killer of men. That was
Like
Sarah.
really
saying
bad
that.
men or just men in general?
No, just men.
Yikes.
Well, I can't really justify that.
This
Damn,
is
I was
also-
thinking she
this
was
is
like
also-
really terrible men, and I was gonna be like, well,
Literally, like go after serial killer men, like something like
No, I have text. Driving while under the influence repeatedly and slipping away from cops when they weren't looking. And she bragged, or she said that she had showed up to a guy's house, stood in his lawn, and told him to come out and fight her because he had publicly accused her of giving him an STI. So that's her life since then. She also said that she had snorted can't say it, really bad. She snorted bad stuff while waitressing. She's for some reason telling Cool Guy Kai all of this, and also told Cool Guy Kai that she still wishes that they wound up together after everything that she's done to us. She's still telling Cool Guy Kai that Cool Guy Kai is the best friend she ever had, and if you look at the stuff she's said since then, it's insane how shitty her continuity is. She's all over the place all the time. And so to get to the point, the reason I come back is because I'm not going to let a disgusting monster continue to destroy one of the few things that was keeping me
Yeah,
alive.
so you don't feel unwelcome or anxious to go online?
Everyone's wrong. And they think the key ingredient is that, first of all, Cool Guy Kai and I are on the same page with all of this. We saw it. We went through it. Cool Guy Kai was refusing to be with Sarah before I was. And when I say refusing, I mean refusing to allow themselves to be further extorted. The general idea was, okay, well, if I continue to give Sarah what she wants, then maybe you won't have to continue giving Sarah what she wants, and you can kind of just ease off it, and we'll just see how it goes. And that's when Sarah was trying to do this revenge thing because Cool Guy Kai was rejecting her. Rejected her outright. And then guess what? That's when she decided to go public after I had made a video about BPD and people who use certain substances. She thought I was talking about her. I was talking about a number of people I had encountered in my life, but she assumed it was about her. That's when she went public and then said that she wanted to be with me. And that she said all these things. She said she wanted to be with me. She said a bunch of things that were completely vindicating of me, but everybody ignores those live streams and instead they pay attention to the biggest
Basically,
numbers.
you're saying
Was
you
this
just get on the
before or
internet to
after?
tell your side.
Sorry, but to reiterate, the reason I came back is because if everyone is wrong about you and they judge you for something that isn't real, and this person literally is powered by her power that she has over you. She literally lives to make men feel small and to dominate them and to prey on them. When I'm realizing not only this, but how horrible their arguments are, how ridiculous their lack of respect for reality and facts and evidence and history, chronology and all that stuff, just seeing how nonsensical they are and how this mob is so brainless and supports them, I'm like, why do I let these idiots control my life and deprive me of what I love to do?
Was this before?
I was crying laughing the other day or yesterday from a video that I was just adding a caption to. And I was like, I haven't laughed like this in forever. It's because it brings me some sense of relief from
Okay, there we go.
otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, everyone needs an outlet. I have three things I want to question on what you said. One of them, I think the general of what I've seen, the hate on you isn't just about Sarah. It's about Billy. It's about Shiloh. So it's not just all about Sarah. So I think that's a fact that we should.
Shiloh is even a worse case example for someone who could ever be not pure evil. Like,
He also brought this up
the
earlier.
amount of documentation against Shiloh, you understand she's like the documented prostitute.
That is a bad thing in your point of view?
It is if you're doing it illegally and you're snorting highly illegal substances and you're
I feel
bragging
like
about
you
it
have
on
a
your
weird
Tumblr.
complexity of thinking that just because you don't do substances, you're better than people that do, and that's a really weird view to have.
I think that if you're going to talk about the context of law, you should abide by
Wait,
it.
can we?
If you're going to judge people based on laws, you
Can
should
we
abide
talk
Okay,
by
well,
it.
I can
on
agree with
Sky?
that, but it just rubs me the wrong way.
Right. So people try to criticize me based on what they suppose this or that law is when they don't seem to acknowledge that the only criminals are Sarah and Shiloh in this context.
So about the Sky thing, was that incident before or after she moved out with you? Was she current?
What Sky? What Sky?
That
thing?
you brought up about her belittling men and talking about all this stuff. Yeah,
Guy?
Sarah.
You mean
My
Sarah?
bad. My apologies.
Okay, because Sky, I didn't recall
No,
belittling men.
Sarah. Was this before or after she moved out with you?
This was after
Moved
she
out
what?
from like your and Kai's place.
She did this as like a what is she 24?
I'm not sure.
It was 2023.
I think I'm not too sure. I don't have recollection of that.
So
It was February or March of 2023 that she said
no,
that
I'm
about the
asking,
men.
was that before or after when she moved out from your place of inhabitants?
She didn't live with us since very, very
Also,
long
speaking
prior.
of her living with you, wasn't Kai like Sarah's like parent for a while, like legally?
You would have to no, not legally, not at all. No. You would have to talk to Cool Guy Kai about that. I don't know what their arrangement was, but there was no one ever signed anything with a lawyer that said like there's no there's no registration, there's no process, there's no nothing that I'm aware of where anyone was made anyone's actual guardian.
Because that's what grossed me out, because I thought Kai was Sarah's legal guardian, and they got together, and I was like, that's weird.
It was online.
Well, what you have to understand is that Kogai Kai repeatedly rejected Sarah over and over and over and over again. That Kogai Kai was the most disgusted by Sarah.
Kai and Sarah were a thing.
Yes, it fluctuated. I was horrifically disgusted. I was horrifically disgusted by her when she was not an adult. When she was an adult, I was less disgusted by her for obvious reasons.
Okay.
But Kogai Kai seemed to be pretty consistently disgusted by her throughout the whole thing. So it was. It took for people to say that this person described as the sweetest person by Sarah and sworn to by Sarah that that Kogai Kai was the sweetest person. For them to say that that's a bad person is obscene, and to see the trauma that Kogai Kai's gone through as a result, having
Do you
to basically hold
think potentially
him as he cries,
Kai
that's
had
rough.
some influence?
And then to see the internet make fun of the sweetest person cry is the most sociopathic garbage thing, and hypocritical at that. You guys talk about people being monsters and you're laughing at people crying. It's wild. It's wild, the delusion.
I'm curious, are you in therapy, Craig? Because you mentioned it earlier, and so are you currently in therapy?
I've been to therapy repeatedly. I have techniques to deal with my issues.
Okay, I'm in therapy, so it's not a judge.
One of them's Fortnite.
Okay, cool. It's not a judgment question. I'm in therapy, so I think therapy's awesome. I'm just curious because you mentioned it, so.
Yeah.
Well, a therapist I went to, I only went to once. She had a 1-star rating on Google, but I only found out after. She told me that I needed to be on antidepressants right away, and that I was really messed up as far as like.
Didn't you say
goes.
you went to several therapists?
Yeah, I said
Okay.
one therapist that I went to said that.
And then
Other therapists said other
touching
things.
back on Sky and Kai, because I know they were a thing before you. Not like that. Hold on. They were
It's Sarah,
in
not
contact.
Sky.
Sarah, my apologies. I keep fucking that up really bad.
You're good. No worries.
So many S's.
I don't know why either.
It wasn't 95 degrees out. It was like 82 degrees out. The
The
problem
tub
is
made it
that
hotter.
through science, the heat of the sun hit the container and rapidly heated the interior. Thus, the turtle did not survive.
Just a question. How are your dogs going? I vaguely remember you feeding them a vegan dog food diet.
No, that was a very short trial period, and it didn't work. And I fed them potatoes and salmon from that point on. What are they called? Sweet potatoes and salmon.
Okay. And then there are a few comments here that, because I also remember this, the tax fraud allegations. What is
Oh,
that?
yeah, the IRS.
Oh, you mean the $500,000 I had to pay
Yeah.
them?
So was it
But isn't that legally
evasion?
like breaking the law, and you're so against
Yeah.
breaking the law? So like, isn't
No, we had disagreements about what was a deduction.
okay? But like, you should know for your job what's a deduction or not. I feel like you probably.
No, I stand by it. I stand by my deductions. All my deductions were completely and utterly valid. But
Apparently
on
not
that
to the
issue, I'd like to
IRS.
just say, you should talk to the IRS sometime. They're interesting
I don't like the
individuals.
IRS.
I have
Or
a
you either.
I have a professional do all my taxes now. A professional does all my taxes now, and they've been doing my taxes for many years now. But that's resolved. I paid off the IRS.
Okay.
This may be a touchy subject, and let me know if it is, but I've been reading the comments. I'm trying to word this so I don't get banned on here. What do you think? Do you have a statement against the pedophile allegations?
That's against who is the question, because Sarah stated openly that even after she was an adult, we rejected her. So what's that?
What about Sky? I know I keep bringing her up. What about Sky?
Because I feel like at the end of the day,
We were the
there's
same
so
age
many
almost.
women accusing you of being a bad person. Not every single one of them can be wrong. There's Sky, there's Billy, there's Sarah,
That's
there's Shiloh.
that's literally not true. That's literally not true. Have you ever heard of a bandwagon?
Okay, well, I mean, you could do semantics all day, but there's 4 people that say you're an abuser, so.
It's not
There is
semantics. It's a
proof.
human tendency. When people jumped. Did you hear about how the gaggle fell apart, where they were all cheering each other on, and then they realized that they were terrible people and they all hated
I
each
mean,
other?
you could put up semantics every day of a story that fits your narrative.
That's not semantics. I'm asking you a question.
Okay, no, I don't know that
Did you-
story. I mean, what's it pertaining to?
So they all got together. Sarah, a lady I used to collaborate with, Jessica, Sky, Regina, who I don't even know, is a stranger to me. Billy and all the other people, they were having a Discord, according to what I was told, and they quickly realized they hated each other, and then they started attacking each other on Twitter. So when you say that, my comment on that was I rejected. Oh man, they hate Shiloh, dude.
Okay, so your narrative is that everyone hates each
The
other.
speed in
so
which
you
they
are
turned on
always the
each
person
other
on the
was
right.
so. Well, who's the guy who has all the matching stories and not needing to look at any of the facts like that to recite? You know, I don't need a script. I don't need to recite things. I don't need heavy
You can
editing. I'm here
memorize a
live
lie
telling
if
you.
memorize it enough. That's not a justification.
No, I think it was Abraham Lincoln or Einstein that said there's no one intelligent enough to keep up a lie. No one.
Okay.
It's literally impossible to keep a story consistent for this many years and this much detail on the spot. People have this philosophy that I'm the biggest moron and the greatest genius. I really wish they'd make
I
up
don't
their
think
mind.
anyone is calling you a
Because
genius, Greg.
They say I'm an incompetent idiot and I'm a master
Bug
genius
is
manipulator or
requesting
something like
to
that.
be let in, and I would also like to touch on a lot of the things that are being brought up in the comments have been addressed earlier.
Sorry, yeah. Sorry, Zach. But you kind of steered off from my question. Like, what about the videos where you would rate underage girls' bodies?
That's he.
Oh man, we more than.
Oh yeah. Sorry, my bad.
thoroughly.
Yeah, I do remember that, and I wasn't here. My bad. My apologies. It is
Yeah,
12 a.m. for me.
it's there's so much patience with a man who's being attacked by the internet, and there are so many questions he can be asked multiple times before.
Oh yeah, I know. Sorry, I do realize, and I've been here when he did say that it is 12 a.m.
Yeah.
for me, so I am pretty tired and delirious.
Do you like Rocco's Modern Life?
Wait, what?
Do you like Rocco's Modern
I don't
Life?
know who that is or what that is.
Oh my god. Someone laughed.
I used to watch that show.
And then
Do you get the
Yes.
reference?
someone did bring up in the comments about specifically the fat shaming. So we went over the underage.
Oh yeah, this is what I want to get into because
So-
as someone who's plus size.
Dude, this is like a comedy sketch of just like dude who had stuff that was funny back then but isn't funny now faces all the outcome of his jokes.
Yeah, because just because you made it back then and they were socially accepted doesn't mean they were funny or morally right back then.
Have you seen Twitter?
Yeah, and have you seen the
Today?
people getting canceled and losing their careers for it?
Not to be
Yeah,
shitty
but
or
like-
anything.
But like Twitter, like the humor is still alive and well. The
Could you
savage
ever
humor.
consider
hellscape.
potentially
It
posting
is. Twitter's
that
awful.
Versus Elon
these
Musk.
things weren't funny, they were insensitive, and what you did was wrong? Has it crossed your mind that you
Oh god, you know how lame that would be if I took accountability for
but
jokes.
it was a joke that you made, Greg, you know, and you said it wasn't funny now, but it was funny then.
What wasn't funny now?
What I'm quoting what you said. So I'm gonna kind of break it down. Now, you know, like racism, fat phobia, that doesn't really slide at all. And I'm not sure.
Racism?
Yeah, I'm bringing that up as a general guideline. You know, you don't really joke about those things,
You
and
didn't make racist
Oh yeah, if you want to talk about people who had bad humor, did you see that video of Shane Dawson and his little cousin? That was horrifying.
Yeah,
His
but
Shanae,
I would like to talk about kind of what you're on.
I'm just saying, if you want to talk about
Why do you always
things that people
deflect
should
to somebody
apologize for,
else?
it's involving.
Especially to Shane.
It's an. Let me finish. You got to talk about things that involve real problems bigger than people just not being able to take a joke. Because offensive humor is offensive humor. Like look at Family Guy, look at Dave Chappelle, look at all these people, right? You could say Family Guy's a show. No, it's Seth MacFarlane.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Family Guy is. You don't see Seth MacFarlane going, "Oh God, so sorry."
Well, Shane, if we're gonna kind of touch on this, he made an accountability video and then disappeared from the internet. He took the accountability and left because he knew what he did was wrong.
Just like Jenna did.
Yeah, Jenna made a racist joke. She left. She took accountability. There's these accountability videos. You like, personally, if I were in your shoes, I would take accountability.
Oh God.
And I would dip off, or I would take a completely different approach to this. I don't know how to explain this.
Literally, this is my official statement. Fuck you guys. Like, if you guys don't like jokes and you're gonna be pussies, then be pussies and don't like jokes.
I just don't understand why you think it's lame to take accountability.
Yeah. Also, it's 2024.
Take accountability for what? For telling jokes? Like, that is the lamest garbage
But
ever.
Have you ever worked a regular 9 to 5, Greg? Like fast food, waitressing?
Yeah, I serve this country.
Well, I know you were military, but I'm talking about.
Yeah, you're working 9 to 5.
Weren't you discharged
I served
because
overseas
you hurt
in Korea.
something? What did you hurt, or
No, because
was
you
it your
hurt something.
mental check, or it was you were discharged? You were only in for a year and a half, Greg.
No, I wasn't in for a year and a half. I was in
Okay,
for 3.5 years. You guys don't know shit. Is this embarrassing for you? You literally don't know fucking shit.
For years, Greg.
I'm not embarrassed.
Huh? You should be, because you keep saying things like, "Hey, this is what your life is," and then you literally
This
don't actually
is
fucking know
a
that.
clarification. You're on live clarifying, are you not?
But you just said that I served for 1.5 years, as if it
And
was a
then
matter
you-
of fact. How fucking stupid!
You
How fucking
Claire-
stupid do you
in
have
the
to be to be
military
like,
for
"This is
3.5
what you
years
did."
and have other regular jobs.
This is how you form a question. This is how you form a question. Hey, person who served our country, how long was your service? That's how you do it. You don't say, "Hey,
They did fix
you
themselves
served
up
for this
after
long."
saying that.
Period.
They did apologize for getting that wrong.
Well, you don't tell people what they did or didn't do. They know what
I
they did or
didn't
didn't
say what you did. I asked it in a tone. All right, let's rewind.
Have you ever worked a
That
9 to
wasn't me.
5? I'm so much better
I
than you.
don't think I'm better than you, Greg. I'm curious if you've ever worked a 9 to 5.
Then why the fuck did you phrase it
No,
like
because
that?
I'm just
Like,
curious.
have you
If you
ever
ever have,
had-
I've never seen you talk about it, so I'm curious.
Yeah, we're just
Why would I talk about my current job if I like you guys just like I literally said that I worked at McDonald's and the local McDonald's got bombed
I've
with
never heard that, so I
harassment.
didn't know that.
Well, it's my life, so I definitely
Someone
heard it.
said you made a video mocking victims of a national tragedy because of their religion. Was that 9/11 by chance?
Oh right, yeah, no, let me tell you about that. That was you know how they call a disaster an act of God?
Yeah.
Texas got hit with a flood, and I was like, looks like the religion's not working for them. Something like
Okay.
that.
All right. They are still requesting.
I don't. It's so bizarre. I will never ever see eye to eye with people who don't want to accept jokes, like Family Guy level jokes. If you saw a montage of all the horrendous jokes Family Guy made, and just the idea of Family Guy ever apologizing to their viewers for offending them makes me want to puke.
I can accept harmful jokes. They just have to be funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
just
That's
went
so
too far
stupid
with
because
them,
humor is
though.
subjective. So if a Karen doesn't find a hilarious joke funny, then now it's not valid.
No,
Fuck
the
Karen.
majority, not just one person.
I don't,
So
I
let's
completely
say you
disagree
made a
with that.
joke and against a minority group, you still think it's funny, and you still think they're all Karens for finding that offensive. Which you did make a joke
You know,
about that, by the way.
I think that's up to the individual to take responsibility for. I don't like partaking in racist jokes.
Okay.
Personally, I'll make jokes about race. I don't like the idea of making outright racist jokes that like belittle.
South Park did address their offensive jokes.
Yeah, but so if they did do that, are their episodes still up? Are they still
Yeah,
running?
I'm not explaining that you should delete
so what's the apology?
anything, because it's good to have that on the internet, Greg, but I'm just saying an accountability
It would be a hollow apology.
It would be disingenuous to feel bad about the things you did to people, correct?
You're telling me to feel bad about things that aren't bad. It's not bad to have offensive humor.
So humor is, of course, as you were saying, subjective. So commenting about how fat someone is or something that they can't really like change, immediately is funny, correct? Can I get a confirmation or a denial?
You're asking for a black and white world.
Yeah, if we're gonna, in the way that you're formatting things.
I'm not gonna say every fat joke ever told is funny and every other, that's insane. No. I'm not going to say whether or not one joke is or isn't funny.
Someone just said, the thing is, sorry, I just lost the comment, but you just keep referring back to Family Guy and taking the limelight off you, which is kind of weird.
It's so you can understand how stupid your attack on humor is.
Okay. All right.
It's like, oh, Family Guy can do it because it's Seth MacFarlane. You can't do it because you're Onision. That's fucking stupid.
Okay. All right.
Have you ever been told you have narcissistic personalities by a therapist?
If I told all the same jokes Family Guy and South Park did, we would be talking about a lot more.
To a degree, based off of your last videos, not last, but some of your old videos referring to yourself as a godlike creation, do you think you potentially view yourself as narcissistic?
Has a therapist ever brought that up to you?
You think that's real?
Well,
you think that's real?
I'm asking.
You think that's real?
You claiming that you see yourself as God?
Well, you put it onto the internet, so why are we to believe that's not real?
Assume that you have a godlike complex.
So when a comedian made a joke, you think that's real?
There's always truth
that
in a little
they actually
bit of comedy.
think they are.
There's always a little truth to it.
Do you think somebody thinks that they are the creator of all things?
From the way that you're never taking accountability, yeah, a little bit.
And you seem pretty genuine in that video.
Really?
Yeah.
I created you guys?
You have a godlike sense of personality, a godlike ego. You think you're better than anything and everyone.
No, it's just because you guys have no concept of humor and jokes and it's not your cup of tea, doesn't mean all of it's real. And so
if it was one or two people, then possibly, but there's hundreds of people that do not agree with it. So at what point of the day does the majority not agreeing with the comedy?
Millions of people backed a certain HITLER. Numbers don't mean anything.
What does that even have to do with what we're talking about?
Because you mentioned numbers. You're like, well, lots of people feel this way. Lots of people are horrifying. That doesn't, just because horrifying people get together doesn't make it valid.
Well, at the end of the day, you show textbooks narcissism signs in 2009 wants its hair cut back.
When do you get your PhD?
Are we expecting a clear up video anytime soon though, even though you think it's quote unquote lame?
What am I clearing up?
Everything that you did in the past though.
Okay, go to onision.com/framed and I clear things up rather well.
He's a textbook narcissist. He gets angry. Yeah, a lot of people have noticed that you've been getting pretty agitated and on edge during this live when us three have been asking you questions.
Like when a bunch of people accuse you of things that are completely nonsense, imagine not being angry by that.
I don't think we were accusing. Do you think that's I think we were questioning more like questioning.
We're not accusing you. We're just accusing you.
For me, I think I come at a standpoint of curiosity.
Let's call him a narcissist and accuse him of disgusting ass shit and see if he's not upset.
I've been accused.
How stupid can you be? How stupid can you be? And then you say, oh, you need to apologize for making jokes about people, but we're going to call you a textbook narcissist, and we're going to say a bunch of heinous, disgusting shit about you. And when you find it gross and it doesn't make you happy, we're going to gaslight you further. All of us non-PhDs are going to totally fucking diagnose you because we are the dumbest motherfucking people. None of you, people who have never gone to a PhD level school, diagnosing people is inherently fucking stupid.
PhD for it?
I'm not the one diagnosing people.
You've diagnosed yourself multiple times in your old videos and stuff, but...
And I was wrong. I was wrong. You hear that? That's me taking accountability. I was wrong for diagnosing myself, which I'm pretty sure I probably would have said in the video. Like, hey guys, I'm not a doctor, but this is what I found online. I'm actually quite elaborate in a lot of the videos I make, if anyone had bothered to fucking watch them.
I watched them. Greg, I know you don't inherently know me, and I keep saying that, but so I used to be relatively popular in the cosplay community.
So, what was your biggest cosplay?
Dobby. That's my...
Dobby from...
No, I wish. I wish. I'd look really good as him, but I have been in the hot seat before with people getting pissed off. But,
hey, what's up, Ruby?
Hey, Ruby.
Why were you in the hot seat?
I was in the hot seat because I used to make videos on people as well.
What people?
Just a bunch of people like Haru, Snow. I've made videos on people. I used to be super... So I understand...
I don't know who those are.
I understand where you're coming from with this frustration, this rage. I get it, especially when...
It's not rage. Dude, rage is a totally different look for me. Frustration is 100% this.
Okay.
Okay, so one time, let me tell you a story real quick if you're cool. Are you cool with me telling you a story?
Yeah.
I mean, I just... Yeah, go ahead. Do it.
Okay, so Shiloh, when I tried to call the police on her, after she had threatened to frame me and make it look like I had terminated a life, when I went to call the police, she slapped the phone out of my hand. And when I tried to pick it up, she wrapped her arms around me. She was 170 pounds, 5'0", I think, maybe shorter, I don't know. And I was 170 pounds, but 5'11". So she has the center of gravity on me. She's saying that she wished, because she was like, basically, when she slapped it out of my hand, she was acting like I should respond to aggression with aggression. I refused to respond with aggression. And she was saying that she wished I would strike her. And I refused, and I said, I can't do that. And so she's wrapping her arms around me, and I'm horrifically physically constrained. And I keep saying, yo, you need to let go of me. I need to call the police. And she's not letting me. And I just thought that was something that was really funny because it's like the amount of abuse that a cis white male can go through and have nobody care is... If I had done that, if someone had tried to call the cops and I slapped the phone out of their hand and then bear hugged them so they couldn't move. But when I talk about, I say all this because when you say, I know you're frustrated, I was frustrated then. And my response, instead of turning to rage, was starting to giggle hysterically and have like this giggle attack because I couldn't do anything else. I had no power around Shiloh. So I think it's funny how, like, so much of this I initially found funny. That's why I did all those fake meltdown videos, because I thought it was so funny in the beginning that people were misrepresenting me to like a straight up Mandela effect degree. Like it was just Bizarro World, another universe, how badly people were representing me. But that Bizarro World just kept going and going and going. And eventually it wasn't so funny anymore because it was like turning into people showing up and just being crazy. And so I was just like, it's been a wild ride ever since. It's been insane dealing with delusional person after delusional person who is so, like a cult, sworn to this one mentality that me being evil is God. and they can't
All right.
accept any other
I am
reality.
gonna say my one last thing before I go. You have done nothing but deflect and just curve off, and you talk so much that nobody can remember what they're trying to tell you. And I understand what you're getting at with this, but like with Shiloh, you've recorded so many 911 calls. Like there's so much proof of you on the internet just saying that these nasty things about, like when your daughter was in the hospital, dude, like you were posting about these
Okay,
fantasies.
you're jumping around. If you want to say things,
No,
go
I'm
point
not.
by point.
No,
You can't
I'm
just,
I'm
like,
jumping
drop a
around
bunch.
because the
Like, you
internet
did
is
this,
the way
this,
it
and this,
is.
and I'm out. You know, it's point by point. You talk about deflecting. We go point by point. I address each point.
But you
and we
keep
move on.
doing these.
No, but
No,
you're just throwing a bunch of
I'm not
wild
throwing
claims
wild
out there with
claims
no
out when
They're
there's
opportunity to
not
actually
wild
talk
claims
about
at
it.
all.
If you actually want
They're
a
like heavily
conversation,
documented things
you need
on
to
the
go
internet.
point
It's so.
by point.
And you recorded a 911 call, Greg.
Do you know what point by
Didn't you
point
record one of
means?
your exes having a seizure instead of calling 911?
That was like probably the second or third episode. It wound up being fake, which is why I didn't call, because I felt like it wasn't something that was concerning, and that to that degree. She had initially faked, one or two. I was used to her episodes. She typically had them right after we had an argument or something. Again, this is the woman who physically restrained me, slapped the phone out of my hand when I was calling 911. These are things that people
People in
don't
the
like to
chat are
acknowledge at all.
saying reactive
'Cause I'm-
abuse.
Hold on, I'm still talking, please. So when she faked that seizure, which apparently I was told on Tumblr, she later on stated that it was fake, and that she was doing it to mess with my head. But if you watch the video and you think, oh, could this person be acting? The sequence of events is disturbing. Like, it's really obvious, and only a moron like I would have fallen for it. So, like, a lot of people, they, for some reason, felt like this was legitimate when she's like, I want to make a rainbow or whatever. And when she's doing this weird pouty thing, like, I was educated the other day. Someone was talking to me about it, and they're like, did you really think that was real? And I'm like, at the time, I was stupid enough to think that was real. Yeah. But like, it was something that she did. It was like a fit or an episode, like pretending you lost 3 years of your memory and then magically getting it back. How did any of us fall for that? Or doing the I want to make a rainbow thing. What was that? That made no sense.
It's crazy because I remember watching that, like the whole like Shiloh forgot me video when I was like 13 or something.
It was a joke. Like, it's ridiculous. It's literally pathetic how stupid I was back then. I would literally just fall for everything. Like, I literally made a whole video about how if you think about women in any way except for completely professional, you're cheating on your significant other. That was like literal video that I made. And that was because Shiloh was convincing me that every single thought that I had, like if I ever, like, you know that Shiva from Mortal Kombat, the woman with 4 arms? She tried to make me feel bad for thinking that woman was semi-attractive. We were in the theater of Transformers 2. It was the scene where you have a college person. It was a college woman. She's hanging out with Witwicky, the main character, and she walks in panties. Shiloh says, we have to leave. She's threatening to leave the theater because this woman on screen, she was obsessed with this idea that I was attracted to this college girlfriend of Witwicky's. And I'm like, dude, I'm not leaving this theater. I want to watch Transformers. And she's insisting we leave. No, I was silently sitting in the theater. You see these tattoos, Remember Love? I got these because I was thinking about big, women, big-chested women. Okay, I was thinking about that, and I shared it with her, and she was insecure. I was like, oh yeah, I was just thinking. She's like, do you think about people or something like that? Some variation of this conversation. I was telling her that yes, I do think about the anime women, right? I think anime women are attractive. And so she's like throwing down, having a total fit. And I say, okay, well, I'll literally tattoo Remember Love on my wrists as a symbol of my dedication to you. I won't put your name on my body anywhere because putting names on your body is crazy, but I'll do that. And then later on, she surprised me with a tattoo of a name on her neck, which was horrifying to me.
Don't you?
Really disturbing.
Yeah, don't you have a history?
The point is that insecurity, it's a lot of really creepy, controlly stuff. But how did we get to that point? What's
I think it was one of Ruby's questions, but don't you have a history of cheating on your partners?
Not really. Okay, so let's define. we need to understand what we're talking about. So what do you think?
I was just reading.
Have you ever cheated?
What is it Shiloh cheating? Like, because Shiloh cheating is even thinking about a woman. That's not
Have you
your partner.
like
Is that cheating?
had like relations outside of your relationships? Like, have you like cheated like by like a normal person's definition of cheating?
A normal person's definition of cheating is sleeping with someone with
Yeah,
your
or
partner
like
not
kissing,
knowing
or like
and not
having an
approving.
emotional relationship like over online or something.
Emotional relationships are my forte. I have emotional relationships with
That's still cheating.
friends.
Like emotional, like
Yeah,
it's still cheating.
Okay.
like if your partner wasn't comfortable with you having like a close like, I don't know, romantic type of relationship outside of the relationship.
This is me taking accountability, you guys. I'm an emotional cheater.
Well, that's good. At least you're taking responsibility for something.
I'm taking accountability, you guys. I'm an emotional
Nothing
cheater.
else though. None of the
I emotionally
other.
cheat.
None of the biggest
Because
stuff.
I'm not wrong about any of the other things. I'm not wrong. You see how I know I'm wrong about emotionally cheating, and so I straight up say it right away?
Mm-hmm.
There's a number of issues that I have admitted to being imperfect about. But like, I mean, you guys literally, this is your guys' position, and you know, one could argue this is the narcissism. You guys think that your way is the only way. You think that there's no possible way that I could be anything but what you think, despite the fact that I'm the only one who actually knows. I'm literally the
your
only guy who
victims
knows
know.
all of it.
I just think you have a godlike complex, though.
You say you're victims.
A
What
lot
the
of people
fuck are you
like
talking
there's
about?
people that are accusing
I
you
just
of
explained
stuff.
to you. I just explained to you how a woman slapped the phone out of my hand
Yes,
when I
you
was
can be
dialing
an
911
abuser and be a
physically
victim at the same
restrained
time.
me.
Those things
And then you're like,
aren't
well,
mutually
you're a victim.
Exactly.
What is it? Because I'm white? Is it because I'm cis? Is it because I'm
No,
male?
like I'm
what
saying
is
this
it
as someone
that
who
makes
used to
me
watch your videos and
like, does she have to shoot me in the face for you guys to call me a victim? What does she have to do?
Okay.
well, a lot of people in the chat are saying reactive abuse.
You have this men can't be victims nonsense, which is just
Why do you pull a
disgusting.
race card and everything?
Yeah, what does it matter if you're
Why
cis and
are
white?
you being so ageist and sexist and potentially
You shaved her
racist?
head completely and embarrassed her on the internet.
She literally said that I should do that.
What? I forgot about that. Stop.
She literally said that I should do that.
That doesn't mean you should. Like, there's a lot of
being in a
stuff
good
that you
mindset.
can
What the
say.
hell
That
are
was
you?
a
Okay,
lot.
so now
I'll
I'm
say that.
responsible. I'm responsible for an adult telling me that they're cool with me shaving their head. I'm responsible with them maybe not being happy with it 10
Okay,
years
but
later.
she could have been in a terrible mindset. Like,
Adults are responsible for their own
not,
decisions.
not when they're in a horrible mental health state, though. They're delirious.
Yes. No one, you guys have this constant idea that like literally no one can be guilty of anything except for me.
That's
And
not
that's
like
fucking insane.
true. Like, no one is saying that.
That is
your
like
experience.
that's true because that's your narrative this whole fucking conversation. Jesus Christ. Like you wonder why like white cis males are the leading self-life enders. You know, like you guys have no sympathy for the people who have the highest rate of self-ending their life. Why do you think that is? It's because you literally give them no compassion. You talk about all this privilege that they supposedly had, yet you blame them for all your problems and you take no accountability for your own problems. It's actually nuts. Like literally, I mean, I've gone point by point and they're like, all you've done is deflect. It's like, actually, all I've done is dropped a number of facts and you refuse to receive any of them. Like you refuse to process anything I'm saying and love just sticking to this, like almost like you're being paid or like it's your religion to hate me. And like, you just can't process anything else. It's like Trump trying to talk to Democrats or
Can't believe I actually got up here.
Republicans.
I was in
I mean,
request for
life
like a
is what it
long
is.
ass time is why I was surprised.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but it is what it is.
What are you doing this live for?
So there doesn't have to be a reason.
I was just wondering if you like were having like a prompt or anything, or if you're just up here to be up here. Yeah,
A
because usually
prompt?
people on
What does that
TikTok,
mean?
whenever they go on live, they have a prompt. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Oh, right, like the rewards
something
program.
like that, or they just like have something on the green screen background that like will start a conversation or a debate.
Yeah. What compelled you to actually want to be on?
I just find it very fascinating the way that you act. Yeah, exactly. The eye roll. That's interesting.
Yeah, because I like imagine being an expert on a subject and everyone who's not an
What
expert on it, who watched a few YouTube videos, they think they know more
What
about it than
subject,
you do.
though?
What have we been discussing this entire time?
A predator.
Being a what? Ugh. You guys are like brainwashed. It's
I'm
actually fucking
not.
disgusting.
I'm 27.
Am I able to be heard?
I'm actually not brainwashed. I think she was about to say her age. She was like 20 something. She's like, I'm not brainwashed. I'm 20 something. It's like, do you realize that most cult members are in their mid 30s?
Hey, Onision.
Hi.
Am
are
I
you
insane? That's a good question. I have a couple questions for you, actually, because I've been taking notes. I've been here for like 3 fucking hours, so.
Right. Well, it seems kind of like everyone lines up to punch Onision like a fucking punching
No.
bag.
I'm just here to hear you out, dude. Because I've been a fan of you since dude. I was like 13, so you know I still use your ew and emo fag to this day. So,
I'd rather you
sorry,
not.
my fault. I can say that I'm a gay man. Anyways, I just have like one big question.
Yeah, but I don't think you can though, because like technically I'm married to a trans guy.
I am a trans man. So, anyways, I have one big question. One huge question, right? What is with you just not being able to say sorry to things? Like it's that's like the one big thing of
Pause real quick. Pause real quick. If somebody said that you did 9/11, would you apologize?
Yeah, but nobody said you did 9/11. People are like saying things that you actually did.
Do you understand the context? Do you understand the context? The context is there's no way you could have done 9/11, but everyone wants you to apologize for it. And then they act like you're a narcissist because you won't say that you did 9/11. And you're like, why are these people crazy? I obviously didn't do 9/11, but they're like, oh, wow, look at this narcissist getting so defensive because they don't want to admit that they did 9/11. You're like, why are you people crazy? I didn't do this. And they're like, oh, well, that's just because you don't want to take accountability. You're like, I wasn't there on 9/11. They're like, that's not what this YouTube blogger said. And you're just like sitting here going, am I surrounded by like stupid, crazy, evil, or all of the above people?
Yeah, but the thing is some of the, like, for example, like the jokes that, like, that was like, one of the big ones. I was like the fat phobic jokes and everything.
I'm going to tell more offensive jokes.
Listen, I'm not saying you can't tell offensive jokes, but you kind of created a community that is like LGBTQ friendly, kind of liberal, you know, that type of space. And then you're surprised when people are like, you know, offended by offensive jokes. You know, you created that community. All of
Bro is not that community that you just described.
Buddy, everybody I talk to in real life is like, that was a fan of you at the time, because also one of my friends was in your video. They were gay, liberal, Democrats, like, and you have pushed democracy, everything. Like, I don't understand why you're so surprised that people are offended by your, like, you're comparing it to like somebody saying you did terrorism, dude. No, people are just saying you just need to like take accountability for the shitty jokes you made. Like, I don't.
Which joke? Can you think of a single?
You've called a black girl's hair nappy, for one.
Okay. Here's pause that though. I have a really good response for that. People took. Imagine I made a video about white girls' hair, and I said some white girls' hair was bad and some white girls' hair was good. What people did is they took only the negative comments that I made in that video, and then they acted like it was some race thing. When you see the original video, I remember going out of my way to compliment one and not the other, compliment this one, not the other, to be balanced. But people only took the negative stuff, and to say that I can't be balanced with all races is racist. If I can't treat other races the same as our own race and be honest with them, that's racist. And so people are asking me to apologize for not being racist.
it's you see, but you are a white guy calling a black girl's natural hair nappy. Like, do you not see the problem in that, dude? Like, I don't care. I don't care about the fact that you called white people's hair nice, blah, blah, blah. But what I'm telling you is you are a white man calling a black woman's hair nappy because it's natural and she didn't have it done. Like, I feel like you're missing the point, and that's racist. No, that's the joke.
There was another person there was actually multiple people who had natural hair and it wasn't done that looked good.
Oh, okay. You using the term nappy is the racist term. That's what I'm telling you.
I don't recall using that. It's possible I could have, but I don't recall using that.
Okay, next joke. Fat phobia. You have pushed for years fat phobic jokes. Like, and you can sit there and claim that they're jokes, but when you have done it for years, I don't think it's a joke anymore when you sit there and you tell 15-year-old girls that they're fat. Like, and that they need to like go do something. Like, I don't think that's, I don't think that's an offensive joke. I think
you're talking about videos that were made. You're talking about videos that were made 9 years ago?
Yeah. Okay. Probably? Sure. But you are now on live again.
And you're talking about videos that you don't really know of literal specific examples. But I'm supposed to feel remorseful for telling jokes. Okay.
Do you want an actual example? Do you want a real example that you should apologize for? My 15-year-old friend that was in your video that posted her weird fucking body thing. Like, it was supposed to be a weird body part you had that you told people to post, and she posted her tongue, and you made a weird sexual fucking joke about a 15-year-old girl who, by the way, in the picture, had her school uniform on. Like high school. It said it right there on her thing. So you made a joke about how long her tongue was and how good that would feel to a man. And she was 15. And she had her high school uniform on. I'm not joking.
I sincerely doubt that.
And also, I was right there.
Jokes are jokes, but let's do a moment of acknowledgement here, okay? Someone saying that, if someone knew that someone was of that age or whatever, like literally, it's a picture of a tongue.
You think college kids wear high school uniforms? Like uniforms to school?
Who's studying the uniform?
Because she had a high school uniform in the picture. Like, she was her full face.
Oh my God, I don't memorize uniforms.
You are still not taking accountability. That's what I'm trying to like push.
I'm talking to you right now. First of all, this is an example that I have no proof even existed. I don't know where it is. But obviously that's inappropriate, and obviously I wouldn't want to do that. That's obviously gross, and cringy, and horrible.
So you're taking accountability. Like, say the words "I'm."
Obviously, I wouldn't want to do that. That's obviously gross, and cringy, and horrible.
So you're taking accountability. Like, say the words "I'm sorry."
I love how this cuts out at the worst possible times.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know if that was me or you.
It was. I don't know. But that's gross, what you're describing. I hate that.
Yeah, I understand. I understand that now
that's really fucking gross. Like, yeah. I personally am fucking disgusted by that. So if that's a real thing,
do you see the point as well? Because I also want to bring up a point of you foster a community that is mostly younger people, and that is at the time because most of the people I knew, and keep in mind I was also a teenager at this point. Most of the teenagers I knew watched you, like, and I can't think of a single adult that even knew who the fuck you were. Like, my sister was an adult at that time, did not even know who the fuck you were. And she was 18. So I think you are misunderstanding that you created this community, and then these community posted this stuff online for you to, look at, and you, instead of, checking, you decided to continue rating their bodies and then be like, cry about it when people said something. I'm not calling you a pedophile. Listen, I'm not saying you were.
There are plenty of videos where I was confirming ages.
Okay.
And like literally, there's so many videos of me saying, if you are not an adult, do not post. And this is supposed to be YouTube appropriate. Like, I cannot stress enough how many times I did that over and over.
Okay, but there's also like 10 million videos showing that, like, proof that those kids in those videos were like underage. So I don't know what you want me to say, dude, because you did it.
So are they reposting content that's supposedly inappropriate?
No, they're telling you did it.
So they're telling me that it was done, but they aren't posting proof that it's done.
dude, what do you mean proof that it's done? It's literally all over. You posted the proof yourself.
What I'm saying is like, first of all, content can be altered. That's possible. Additionally, you're talking about people posting or making statements that something happened, but there's no actual confirmation that something happened. Additionally,
you don't need confirmation from something if you did it yourself. You keep saying there's no confirmation. You're the one that posted the proof. You posted those videos of those girls.
What I'm saying. That's what I'm saying is content can be altered. So I don't know for sure if it's even real what you're talking about.
You don't know if the videos of you looking at underage girls and going, "You're fat, you're too fucking skinny," or you have a muffin top, or your stomach's too big. You don't think those aren't real?
Dude, like 9 years ago, I had a site where I said you can post content here if you're an adult and if the content is YouTube appropriate. You guys then, whoever you are, posted content that was like, there's plenty of people who are obviously adults in the videos. Plenty. Okay. Nobody talks about, all the people who are obviously adults. What they talk about are maybe random people who lied, like random assholes who fucking lied or were just generally dishonest, degenerate assholes. And then they're saying, hey, look at all these degenerate assholes. They lied to you about this and they disregarded the board rules. And it's literally like, are you going to go to Twitter and you're going to hold Elon Musk accountable? It's like, I think it's called Section 230. Are you going to hold the platform responsible for people lying? And if your idea is like, yes, you have to hold people who didn't lie responsible for the people who did lie, even though all the content in question was for adults, supposed to be by adults and have appropriate content for all audiences. That's YouTube appropriate. And if you talk about, hey, this person makes a lot of offensive jokes and whatnot, of course they're going to make offensive jokes. That's what they do. So, was that Bug? That was the person who I was supposed to talk to this whole time? They seem really triggered. They seem very, very upset, unhinged. I mean, I know they have strong feelings about the issue. And I made a concession. If something ever inappropriate has happened, obviously I'm disgusted and don't want anything to do with that. Because that's insane to want inappropriate things to happen. Fuck that.
Hello.
Hi, are you here to attack me too?
No, I really am kind of just here to mediate, I guess. But, I mean, if that's not what you want, that's fine. But I do want to say I have been watching you for a very long time, and I feel like, longer than I should with the whole canceling thing. And I'm not against dark humor or anything like that. But it is frustrating to see the arguments that are going on between you and the people in this live. And, I don't know, no one's really here to be like, hey, chill out a second, like, let's actually talk about this.
Well, no one's here to be like, oh, here we are seeing eye to eye. Everyone is coming to say you're wrong, I'm right, and there's no other way around this. And it's like, if you're not here to have an actual discussion, like you're just here to like punch someone while they're down, why would I want to talk to you? Like,
see, that's the thing. Like, I don't think
this is like a gang. Like, this is 1.8 thousand gang members ganging up on someone to tell them that they're a terrible person, and that's all they want. They just want to tell someone that they're terrible. They don't actually want to see the humanity among everything and see that this person has always been an ally of what's good and simply just did not perceive people as constantly being frauds to them, allegedly. And it's like, what are you supposed to do when you say you have to be adults and you have to post appropriate content only? What are you supposed to fucking do when people, lie to you and then blame you for their lies?
I mean, this is what I was thinking regarding that situation. If I really couldn't control underage girls like getting into my content, then I would probably just stop doing the content because it's more incriminating for. Huh?
You understand that I was stressing it very, very heavily over and over again. Adults only. This has to be appropriate for all audiences. When at some point I just got bored of the content and moved on, and that was great because there's plenty of content to do, but it's like, it's something that people loved and that a bunch of lying assholes ruined. Because if everybody just did what I asked them to do, there'd be nothing wrong with it.
Yes, I know, but the fact is that you really could not control that. So you continuing to create content that, underage girls just happen to get into, it's more of a wrong look on you than it is on them. And I feel like you're preaching
to the choir on I should have never allowed those fucking scumbags anywhere near my life. Because if they're gonna lie about the content that they submit, then fuck them. Like literally, you don't get to be a part of my video. You don't get to associate me with me whatsoever because you're lying. You're a liar. You're a fraud, and you're submitting content fraudulently to someone, and then you're blaming them for the content that you submitted under a lie.
Oh
So
yeah,
what am I supposed to do?
that's all true, but they're also underage, and you as the adult in that situation, shouldn't you
The
know
videos
better?
are not being made. You do understand that, right?
Yes, I
There's
know,
no
I know.
videos.
I know they're
Okay, so
old.
what's the issue? The videos
Because this
were
is just
discontinued.
this is just the time where you could take accountability for that. Like, yes, I should have
literally
stopped
just did.
earlier.
No, I literally just did. I said people were fucking horrible. They were lying to me. They were obviously frauds, and I didn't make videos anymore.
Yeah, they're not the best person, but they're also children.
Bro, like, preaching to the choir. I wanted nothing to do with them. That's why I had so many fucking disclaimers. Disclaimer after disclaimer after disclaimer. Do not submit if you're not an adult. Appropriate content only. YouTube appropriate. God damn, why does no one understand this? Can you just say for me, can you just say for me, dude, I realize you told these fucking scumbags to not submit content. They submitted it anyway, and you shouldn't be blamed for that because you repeatedly fucking said, don't do it. Like
Well,
if I told everybody, let's flip this. If I told everybody, hey guys, submit bad content, you guys would hold me 100% accountable for that. But if I say don't submit the content, you still hold me accountable for it.
I don't know what you mean by
It's a fucking double-edged sword, man. You guys blame me no matter what. If I do everything right, you fucking blame me. I discontinued the videos. I told them 18 plus only. I told them appropriate content for YouTube only. They said, fuck you. You get to get blamed anyway. So
Yes, but you just said you ended the videos because you got bored of making that content. What I'm saying is that
No, literally, you're talking about 9 or however many years ago. It was a long time ago. So I discontinued for whatever reason.
I know, but
about a long time
you
ago.
just
Can I
said
jump
you're
in really
bored. But
quick?
what I'm trying to say is that what people are upset about is you not taking accountability. I'm just trying to give you an example of something you could have taken accountability for. That's not even
I just did.
villainizing. No, you're blaming the children.
I'm blaming liars for lying.
But
And
they're
I'm saying I discontinued it for whatever reason, but obviously they're not continued because obviously they don't have any benefit. You got to understand that even like my ex-girlfriend was in the video, like commenting on the videos, and like nobody saw anything wrong with them because nobody had quite understood at that point how dishonest my viewers were. Everyone was supportive. And then the veil was lifted. Oh, hey, you have a bunch of lying frauds watching you. It's like, oh shit, let's get out of here. We're outie.
Okay, I don't think you're getting my point.
You're blaming me for believing.
No, I'm not
liars'
blaming you for
lies.
anything. No.
And you
Like,
also
I
have to
understand. Like,
understand, I didn't start the topics. These people started the topics. My policy was I'm going to make the content that my audience demands. My audience demanded content. I made the content they demanded. I didn't say, hey, oh gosh, I'd sure love to tell you if you're a 9 or a 6. No, I straight up said, here's the forum. Start the topics that you want. And everybody's like, oh, I want you to tell me if I'm fat or not. And I said, okay, I'll tell you if you're fat or not. Because literally there was like 50 or 60 pages of people just saying, hey, I want to know if I'm fat. I'm like, okay, it's appropriate for YouTube. There's nothing wrong here. So, okay, I'll tell you if you're fat or not.
Okay. I'm just gonna bring this up as an example for myself. So I don't have a large following on here. I have like 60K, whatever. And I've gotten asked to make certain kinds of content, whatever.
Oh
But
my God, it's 2024. You can't compare 2024 to 2012.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying in general, like, people have asked me to make certain content, but at the end of the day, I'm responsible for the content that I put out.
Yeah, in
And if-
2024 you are. In 2012, it was like everyone's having fun and joking around. Like nobody's freaking the fuck out like they are now.
I'm not
Like, it was
talking
all
about.
dude, Shane Dawson was making like blackface videos back then. People were chill back then. Now people are
Shanae
very
was like
intense.
super popular.
Yes, and that's my point. People used to celebrate the horrors of Shane Dawson's humor back then. He was egged on. Okay? Now it's atrocious, right? Times were one way back then and they're another way now. Why are we even talking about something that's so ancient history? That's what's confusing. It's like I've made my point. I repeatedly said, I said 18 plus, I said appropriate content for YouTube only. I literally saw nothing wrong with it. YouTube saw nothing wrong with it for the longest time until, people were fucking losing shit because of Blair White's video. And so, in an article or something like that, but like an article saying, oh, hey, look at this. Isn't this bad? Like Blair White she literally came across a post that said, someone said, hey, I'm 17. Here's my selfie. And she didn't show the selfie to anybody. And it was of a fully dressed person with a hoodie like mine on. Totally appropriate. But Blair White turns to her audience and says, I can't show you the image for obvious reasons. Like it was something inappropriate. Like the amount of reward that Google AdSense gives people for framing other people is mind-boggling. Like for just like lying. People get so much reward for completely and utterly gaslighting or otherwise making people a villain. And it's absurd because literally, guys, let me ask you the real question. What is the fucking possible benefit of being a creep? Really? You see how much grief creeps or alleged creeps or any type of creep gets? Who would sign up for that? That's crazy. That's like, and especially in broad daylight, you gotta be nuts. So like when people are like, you, it's like literally pull up Google right now and type in predator or whatever. You're going to find legitimate, authentic, real, horrifying cases. And you want me to apologize for fucking jokes and shit. So
I wasn't asking you to apologize, but I'm literally just trying to show you where you can take accountability, and you're refusing to see that, and you're seeing what I'm saying as an attack, where I've not called you a pedophile.
No, I did take accountability. I said if there was any inappropriate content or any inappropriate comment that was made towards anyone who wasn't an adult, that's horrifying. That's disgusting to me. That's accountability. That's the definition of accountability.
The last girl who was on, or the guy who was on here, Bug, they're just saying how you said that about their 15-year-old friend about the tongue thing, and
that's what I said. I said if that was real, that's disgusting.
There's a very high possibility that it's real.
That's why I said, if it's real, it's disgusting.
And if you're portraying yourself as 18, it's harder to know, and you're just like going off the situation, assuming that they're an adult.
Yeah, they're saying there was a high school uniform. Literally, okay, first of all, people in high school, many 18-year-olds, okay? There's many adults in high school. Secondly, I wasn't sitting here analyzing, like if there's a tongue photo, I'm not sitting there going, what outfit are they wearing? That's not a concern. I'm looking at the tongue. Like... I'm defending something I don't even know is real. I'm like sitting here going, what the fuck? But if it is real, it's obviously disgusting because I don't, like, okay, I'll give you an example. My uncle once whistled at someone and it turned out it was his family member and he didn't know because he was looking at him from behind. That's the type of disgust that I would feel. Okay?
You get mortified, that's it.
Yeah, you don't fucking like that. That's disgusting. You don't, like, literally this one person, I was at a YouTube event and this chick said, oh, I'm 15. I literally just stopped looking at her entirely because it's so fucking disgusting to even think about that. Like, I'm like, stay the fuck away from me, you 15-year-old. It's gross.
I mean, I'm glad that you think that way, but if you knew that your audience were deceiving you in that way, then why did you continue making the content for as long as you did?
You have to ask yourself, when did if you watch the thing with Blair White, the interview, I'm very clearly unaware of anyone lying at all. I'm stating, I was literally had an argument with her about how I didn't lie when I signed up to YouTube about my age, so why would anyone else? And she's like, her being a liar is like, yeah, people lie all the time. Honest people don't typically assume that everyone else is lying. Liars assume people are lying. Honest people who have been lied to enough might assume that they're lying, but not right out the gate.
I'm sorry, but like back then,
if you're not going to listen to anything I say, then don't listen. Like, you're obviously not, I'm not getting anywhere with you. You want to believe what you want to believe, like every other fucker.
I don't necessarily have any...
I don't think I've ever convinced anyone of shit. Yeah, like literally humans are so stubborn, they just want to believe what they believe. Okay. Like, I can literally put my head on the chopping block and say, chop off my head, and people will say, why aren't you taking accountability? I'm like, what the fuck do you want from me? I literally said it's disgusting, if that's real.
But that's not what I'm talking about. Like, the objectiveness of how funny it is or how disgusting it is not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is taking accountability for it regardless of what you thought at the time. And, I mean, honestly, like, as a middle schooler watching your content...
I'm curious about what you want to hear, like, word for word, what a script would sound like.
What do you want me to say?
I'm not waiting for you to say anything. I'm just trying to say, like...
You're telling me to take accountability and you don't even know what that sounds like?
I know what accountability sounds like, and to
Okay,
me,
so
in
what
this
am I supposed to
situation,
say? What
it
am
would
I
sound
supposed
like
to say to you?
it would be like, in hindsight, you look back and you notice that your audience was a certain way, and that these people could slip through the cracks. And even though you set up restrictions, whatever, you wanted to believe that
It
they're
didn't work.
18, and it didn't work. That's all you have to say. Is like, you should have
I already said
been
that
more
though, in
cautious.
so
Like,
many ways. I already said that.
I don't think you have.
Obviously, people had lied. It wasn't working out how it was intended. People weren't being straightforward, and obviously that was a mistake. Because if people aren't going to be honest with you, you can't talk to them. Hence why so many people are removed from my life, because they are frauds. Hence why they were rejected by me, because they are frauds. That's what happens to people when they're frauds to you. You reject them. You remove them from your life. Hence why they're going on being frauds elsewhere. You know, when I detect a fraud, I typically try to get them as far away from me as possible. So yeah, the videos haven't been made for many, many years because it was maybe one of the many reasons because of frauds. And I don't know, like I literally just said basically what you were talking about, taking accountability for the realization that people are liars and that it shouldn't be continued if they're going to lie to you.
Because
What
that's
would you
not
want?
taking accountability,
Oh my,
villainizing the other part. I'm not.
Villainizing
I'm saying
the
villainizing the
liars?
other. Because they're
I'm just saying
kids.
liars are
Like,
liars.
yes, I know, but when I take accountability for whatever the fuck, like if I said some shitty ass thing back in the past, like I admit I thought that is like.
Okay, let me put it this way.
hindsight,
It was a mistake to trust people were being truthful.
See, that's the thing. Like, that's not the mistake that was made, because it happens all the
Yes, it
time.
was,
That's
because
just
there's
an
nothing
accident.
wrong.
Like,
There's nothing wrong with adults submitting appropriate content that's appropriate for all ages. The only mistake
no,
was
there is nothing wrong with that.
not understanding that people were lying to me as much as they were, if they were.
See, that's like, so that's the accident. You know what I mean? Like, that wasn't a choice to believe these people. Like, that is something that you can't really take accountability for because it wasn't a choice.
What?
What?
Believing, okay, if you look back at all these videos and all the humor, whatever, regardless of whether it's funny, like, taking accountability for all the shit that went on back then, it's not about accidentally believing the liars. That's not a choice that you made, so that is not something that you can take accountability for. What you
Okay.
can take accountability
I
for,
believed in people. I assumed they were telling the truth.
but that's not something you can take accountability for because it wasn't a choice. You didn't choose to believe these people, you just did.
It was a
So
mistake to believe people.
Yeah, but that's not
Yeah.
that's not something you can take accountability for, is
So
what
am
I'm
I
saying.
apologizing
So
for?
just creating the content in general, even after knowing that there is underage people
No, I
submitting.
didn't know.
So for operating
I
a
didn't.
platform, he needs to
No,
apologize?
I didn't. No, I didn't know that there was any inappropriate content involving anyone who wasn't appropriate to have said content of. Like I literally repeatedly said adults only, appropriate content only. There's videos that were like guess my age, and I
So
would
you
be
had
shocked if
no
I-
idea that
And
there
as
was.
I recall, I was guessing all kinds of ages because it's just guessing people's ages. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's other videos which are like rate me, which obviously you have to be 18 plus. So
Yeah,
like,
but I'm saying you didn't realize at all that there was like teenagers slipping through the cracks,
not in the rate me videos.
but on the other ones.
Well, if you're doing guess my age, really early on, there were sections that people could, as I recall, there were sections that people could say, like, hey, guess my age, and then they would say their age underneath. And I think that there was people of a variety of ages wanting me to guess their age. So it's literally like the Shay Carl family photo. Like it's like if Shay Carl's kid said, hey, audience, because, you know, they're on YouTube too. Say, hey, audience, how old am I? And this was ancient history before the rating videos or anything like that, before any of the 18 plus rules, etc. I think I don't know for sure, but I do know that the 18 plus was stressed repeatedly in regards to any fat or rating or anything like that.
Okay, I guess that's mainly what I was saying. It's like if you knew at the time that these
How
underage
about
people
this?
were.
It was a mistake to tell people what I thought of their appearance because I assumed I was speaking to people who were what they said they were, which was adults. Obviously, if someone's going to lie about their age, you shouldn't be commenting on their appearance. I didn't obviously know that people were lying about their. I wouldn't have done commentary on these things if they were if I knew they weren't the appropriate age. Obviously, because it's fucking gross. So I don't know what more you want from me, because I'm saying, like, this is accountability. This is saying, hey, there was mistakes made because content wasn't what I had indicated that was the interest. When people tell you there's something that they're not, and you believe them, it was your mistake for believing them and for going along with it. My audience lied to me, and I followed through with assuming that they're truthful when they weren't. What do you want?
I don't have a specific narrative that I'm trying to go after. That was just something that I was trying to clear up.
I think what your point is those videos were fucking inappropriate because of the nature of people.
I mean, I guess, but I'm not going after
Yeah, you're not trying to blame them, right?
No,
You're saying,
I'm not.
I think what you're saying is that I should have known better. I should have known that people would lie.
I guess in a way, but that's easy to say in hindsight. I'm just saying.
Well, you literally said hindsight as far as your verbiage for taking accountability. You said in hindsight is how you started it.
Yeah, because hindsight really does matter when it's in account of accountability, you know. But I'm just saying, as a child back then, when I was watching those videos, I could clearly tell when people were underage. Obviously, not for every picture, but I feel.
Okay, so that's the thing. Let's jump to this flat-chested comment. I said there was a video I made where I was like, I was trying to tell people who, there's people who are like, I have an ex-girlfriend who's flat-chested to this day, and she's in her late 20s, I think, mid-20s or something. I don't know, but she's still flat-chested. Okay, so flat-chested people are real. They exist. They're adults. And I was trying to make a video that was saying, hey guys, don't judge yourself based on your chest size. If you're healthy, you should be happy with yourself, right? And people translated a lot of that, like even Blair White, she's like, are you attracted to people who, a big, small chest, whatever? And I'm like, if you're a grown woman, you're perfectly fine to me. And she's like, so you're into flat-chested people? And then Blair White started shaming people who, could be in their 20s and still flat-chested. And then people tried to turn that into, oh, he's into people who are flat-chested, therefore he's a creep. And it's like, so you're saying that anyone who's attracted to an adult who's flat-chested is now a creep. And so like that's the kind of like narrative twisting that's consistent with people who want to stand against me. They're just very stuck on this idea that any inch of argument they can have should turn into a mile. And it's wild because it's like you're body shaming so many adults by saying people with flat chests are somehow, like, if you're attracted to a 30-year-old woman who's flat-chested, you're somehow predatory. That's bizarre.
There's a lot of people that are doing that, but I personally am not. I'm trying to just take it little by little, like topic by topic, I
was just using that as an example of one of the things people have attacked me for, to try and to make things fit their pre-existing narrative.
But what's the point in bringing that up other than going off topic?
No, I was just... Oh my
Conversational.
God. No, it's really actually on topic, because it's talking about how you said that, people were obviously not one age or another, but you would be surprised because there's plenty of people who are flat-chested out there who are in their 30s. So you would
I know, I'm flat as fuck, but there's
there
just...
you go. Literally, you just supported my point.
Well, that point, yes. I do understand your point there.
Well, you gotta understand, people's faces weren't in a lot of these, so it's like you can't, typically the facial features are what give a person away, and if you don't have facial features in it, and they're saying that they're an adult, it is what it is. Can we move on to another topic? This is
sure,
bored to death.
You'd like to? It's your life.
It's my life.
No, you're live.
Okay. Anyway, did you have anything else?
I guess not. I really was just trying to be butting in sometimes, but I didn't really mean to have, be the forefront of this conversation.
I think it's kind of crazy how, if you come in here and you say horrible things, you get a lot of, emojis and reactions. It's such a mob mentality. If you don't say something hateful, if you don't say something hateful about him, then you're not cool. Let's all join in on the gang baiting.
Well, isn't that part of the whole thing that, like, this sounds me. I wanted to come in first. I just want to say I hope your children are doing great. I heard about your daughter earlier. I hope she's doing a lot better today and everything like that. But don't you get a lot of engagement now through just the rage, just people being angry about you existing?
I'm not monetized. I haven't made
You're
a
not?
dime on. I haven't made a dime on TikTok as far as I know. I might have. I haven't checked today, but I haven't made a dime on TikTok so far. And like a long time ago, I had a video that got like 3 million views or something on TikTok, and I made like $14.
That's it. So you really
Yeah.
remind me of like 4chan, the original shit posters, and just like kind of keeping that alive. I don't know. I'm just curious about how that works, or if you do still kind of do that kind of stuff at all.
Do what kind of stuff?
Just kind of trolling, more or less. I don't have a better word for it. Just
You're
kind
asking
of
if I troll who?
life, just everywhere situations, just existing and being a weirdo, I guess.
I don't think so.
No, that's good. I mean, it's not good. It's just I'm just being nosy. And then one last thing before I hop off. Really throwback. Do you remember Touch.0? And if you do, any kind of like memories or recaps or thoughts or anything about being involved with Touch.0?
So they offered me $600 for the banana feature. They wanted to feature it in Tosh.0, and I said, sure, you can, for $600, sure. And then they asked me to send them another green screen clip of me saying knife or banana, so I sent them that too. It was very unexciting.
No, I get it. Do you think that caused you to stay in the internet sphere longer, or do you think like it didn't matter? You were still going to get banned?
I got phone calls from people being like, oh my God, I saw your video. So I saw someone say gifts earn money. Yeah, I know. I haven't checked my thing, but as of before I started a stream, I hadn't earned a dime. So yeah, that's what I was saying. Oh, oy vey. 2.2 thousand people, huh? Did you have anything else you wanted to ask?
Nope. I'm probably just going to be the most boring person. I will go ahead, dip out, so you can
You do you. You can stay or go. It's up to you.
Hey, it works.
Hello.
You weren't here already, right?
No, I was not.
Are you here to just attack me?
No, but I did have just a general question. So I'm looking at, like, I have YouTube open. I found an account that says, like, Onision rating his fans, and I'm just looking at the videos in general. I just had a really quick question of, like, yes, I understand that morals are completely subjective to the person. But
So you are here to attack me. I mean, it feels like a setup.
well, what I'm saying is like, what I just want to know your thought process as to like what made you think that like it was okay to, you know, like just make those videos.
Watch the Blair White videos. We go in. It's my memories are like my references to those videos. Like Blair White specifically says that she doesn't think I'm predatory or anything like that. Like she specifically said it at the end.
Well, right, and I'm not saying that either. I just had the question of like
okay, so what's so important is that we identify people who are predatory and who are a threat, and that we make sure that they can't hurt anyone. What's not the issue is somebody who knows that people are misunderstanding an entire series of videos or whatever that are discontinued for many, many years. Like I don't see the point in beating that to death because there's no predatory person here. So like a person who is predatory, they'd be hiding in a hole right now, assuming they're not like traumatized from being framed or something, because that's a variable. But like assuming that they're not traumatized from some framing and that there's actually valid claims or something like that, they'd be hiding in a hole, right? They're not going to be on here addressing people on a live stream or whatever.
well, exactly.
So-
That's what I'm saying. So like now I'm giving you basically the chance to like address this now as to like I understand that you don't remember like every single premise of every single video. That's not what I'm trying to get at. What I'm trying to get at is just, you know, like the thick versus fat versus curvy, body image and self-esteem. Am I pretty? Like, you know, stuff like that.
Those
I'm
were
just
video
curious.
titles that the fans came up with. You understand that, right?
Well, yeah, but you still produced them.
based on their demand. Like I was giving my audience what they wanted because they were so insistent about it. I was an idiot who thought, oh, whatever's the most popular topic, I'm going to do, and I'm not going to think much about it because that's popular. It's going to do well on YouTube. There's no policy violations. There's no forum rule violations. I'm going to make it. I didn't think that deep into it. I didn't think, oh my God, is this somehow bad? Because I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel perverted or gross or anything like that. I looked at these people and I moved on. I wasn't like reaching out to them going, hi, how you doing? None of that. It was just like,
I understand, and I understand that like times
that.
change, and I understand that like, you know, like it's not something that you looked down upon when you were in the moment, and maybe not even now. I'm not saying that you like, you know.
I would have to have a predatory mind to assume the things that people assume of me. They would have to have their mind in the gutter to think that way. Think of somebody who doesn't have their mind in the gutter and approaching this and approaching it the way they did. Oh, people want me to tell them their opinion. That's as far as it goes. People are asking my opinion. I'll give them my opinion. I've been giving opinions for years on other images. These people are coming to me asking for my opinion. So I give them my opinion. It's not like oh boy, I'm going to in broad daylight be a total creep.
No, I understand that. And I'm not here to attack you and say that that's exactly what you're doing by any means.
And I'm not saying that you're attacking me either. I'm just saying this was the whole belief system behind the entire thing is give my fans what they want. And then I did, and then they attacked me for it, 8 years later, 5 years later?
It's just
and it's
because
like,
of the
well,
fact
I guess
that,
fuck
like,
me for listening to you guys.
I mean, it's just because of the fact that, like, you know, obviously, in hindsight, now we understand that that kind of content is not looked very up upon. And I'm not saying that that is a you problem per se, but because you were the one who uploaded, obviously you're going to one that gets the most flack. So that's why I say, like, you know, that's why I want to know your mindset. Oh, there he goes. Hello, chat. How are we doing today? Also, hello, other Mel. I'm tempted to turn. I'm tempted to turn. Hi, everybody. I appreciate all the gifts, by the way. Hello, other Mel. I don't know if you can hear me or not. Oh, and there she goes. Well, I'm alone again. I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. A lot of people are like, this is your live, girl. LOL. Mel Nation is crazy. You know, I am going to turn my camera on. Okay. Hello, Tic Tac. I have contacts in, so I look a little silly, but hi, folks. I hope he comes back soon. I mean, like, maybe I'm an idwit. Is this better? Can you guys see me? Hello. Mel, is this the real Onision? I think so, yeah. I did do that. I can see myself over here. That's what I'm saying. I'm not seeing it like... That's okay. It's fine. I wish, girl. It's okay. You can't turn your camera off for multi-guests. I've done it before on somebody else's live, so that's why I was curious. But anyways, this is Mel's live now. That's silly. Do ASMR. I don't know how to do ASMR personally, but you know, congrats on your engagement. Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, no, I got engaged in April to my fiance. He's very sweet and very handsome. So yeah. You were 22 and spoke to him how long ago? Like when I was like 17, 18, I think. I don't even remember. It was like 2019. So yeah, I was like, what, like 17? How did he propose? We were on the Santa Monica Pier and it was very nice. And also, when I say I talked to him, it was literally like a 5-second conversation. Mind you. And it, like, I don't even think he remembers. I barely remember the conversation. I think I just have a picture of it in my Snap memories. Where is he at? So him and I are, long distance, but, yeah. I hope Onision doesn't think I'm using him for views. I'm really not trying to do that. I just don't know where he went, so I'm just kind of making up time. So hopefully that's not bad. I mean, he might be reading the comments. I don't know. I mean, he can do what he wants. But, you know. You're carrying on. You know, my fiance's here. Hi, Vivi. You're doing great, Val. Thanks, guys. Get those views, dude. That's real. Yeah, no, I'm not. I promise you, I'm not trying to use Onision for views right now. I just don't know where he went, and I think he'll be back. I mean, he might just like wait until it's like the 5 minutes are over to come back. I don't know.